What's up, everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Mardek, and last time round, we went into the sewers and helped Meriador with getting some ingredients, or some crafting components, to help him create an automaton, and in return, we got a little bit of loot, a cog necklace, which will help us resist sleep going forward, and now what I think we're going to do today is we are going to check in on some of the people who we missed our first go-round through town, starting off with the person in here who has been sneaking around, hiding in this bed. An injured guard, if you will, but I'm not really injured, you know. Just lazy. Don't tell anyone, or I'll rip your bleeding head off with my bare hands, and you little cretin. Okay, thanks. We'll just leave him there. The other person that we did not speak to was Dugan's mother, over in Dugan's house right next door to ours. Hey, hello there, dear. Dears? And how are you, Mardek? Well, I'm alright, Miss Dugan's mom. You two are going out on an adventure today, are you? Just watch yourselves. I don't want you getting hurt or scared again or doing something stupid or dangerous. Like that time where you both tried to walk over that river on that narrow fallen tree and Dugan didn't go and was so scared he crapped his pants. Did I show you those photos when Dugan crapped his pants, Mardek? Mom! What's a photo? Anyway, can't you two best be off now? You'll miss the whole day if you dilly-dally much longer. Oh, Dugan's mom. Geography of Belfan. Belfan, of course, being the world in which we find ourselves. There are 4 main continents on Belfan, as well as numerous smaller continents and archipelagos. The continent of Hadris is the largest in the world, and most of the human cities and nations are here. Gosnor is located at the southernmost point, on the northern shore of the Gulf connecting Hadris and Fang. Fang is south of Hadris, separated by only a small channel of water at the northernmost point. It is scarcely inhabited, and the majority of its terrain is desert. Meropolis is its capital. Noloth is a continent to the north, known colloquially as the Northern Wastes. It is perpetually covered in snow and is largely unexplored. The continent of Beradia is said to exist across the oceans to the west, but to date, no expeditions have returned from there to verify its existence or detail its composition or population, if any. Okay. And the crystals. The elemental crystals were created by Yalort when he made the world, and they provide Belfan with all its magical energy and keep it alive. They consist of pure elemental magical energy, and as such, have the power to grant people extreme power. For this reason, they have been sought by adventurers and villains alike. All of the crystals are located around the gulf separating Hadris and Fang. It is said that this general area is where Yalort came down to the newly crafted Belfan and breathed the gift of life into it. The fire crystal possesses the power of heat and flames, maybe heart too. It keeps the world warm so that things can grow and thrive, and its power is harnessed every time a flame burns, magical or natural. It is located in a temple in Fang. The water crystal keeps the waters pure and flowing, and the rains pouring. It is vital for life on Belfan. It is also responsible for man's rational thoughts, or so it has been said. It can be found in Hadris. The air crystal keeps the winds blowing and the air clean. The city of Meropolis was built around the temple in which it can still be found. The earth crystal is responsible for the lives of beasts and plants on Belfan. Its energy keeps them growing and breeding. It is held in a sacred temple within the Lifewood in Fang. The light crystal, being the physical manifestation of the goodness in man's heart, is the greatest treasure of Gosnor, kept within the castle of Gosnor. The location of the dark crystal is unknown. This is probably for the best, since it is the crystal most often sought by those who wish to inflict evil on the world. Okay. Little bit of history for you. So I believe that is more or less everything in town. So we've spoken to everyone here, and yes, I think there's nothing else for us to do at this moment in time. Now, if we go back to the overworld here, you will see, like I was saying, we are in Belfan. And over here we will find... Oh, this is Soothwood, which is where ultimately we will be going. And here we find the Hero's Den, where we first found ourselves when we were going back from our adventures. Now, one thing that I believe I also forgot to look at was in our little hideout here, we have adventures. It's a scrapbook containing Mardek and Dugan's various adventures. What with its numerous spelling mistakes and rambling, puerile prose, it's not a thrilling read and is unlikely to ever be published. Kind of got published? But anyways, now that we have seen that, now we will head over to Soothwood, which is on our way toward the crash site, where Dugan found, or at least saw, that falling star supposedly make landing right around here. Well, this is Soothwood. Yes, we have to travel through this to get to where the thing crashed. But wait, Mardek, do we have our skills properly equipped? We should probably check from the menu. What's menu? Never mind. Let's just continue on through the forest. It's not very big, so we should be able to get to the other side pretty quickly. Okay. Well, thanks for the reminder, Dugan. Let's take a quick peek here. I believe that we have done much of what we planned to do, skilled-wise, since we did go into the sewer to check some of that stuff out. Here are our physical reactions. +1 damage is equipped. Block is equipped. No magical reactions, and we have Insomnia on Mardek at the moment, so he will be immune to sleep. Whereas if we go over to Dugan, he does not have any passive abilities, but he does have +1 damage, block, and no magic defense reactions. But we'll head on through Soothwood, take a quick look at the map, and we'll see that, well, we haven't seen much of it yet. There's not much to know just yet. However, well, surprise, surprise, it is in the woods. I don't remember. There might actually be some loot on some of these mushrooms here. Oh! Here is our first fight, though, and we cannot flee from it. These guys are just a little too powerful for us, apparently. And let's see. Why don't we give these guys a strike? Because they have 6 HP. I'm not sure if we have enough damage to take them out in one hit unless we do use a strike here. And we nailed the reaction. So let's give it another shot. Similar idea here with Dugan. Also lands the strike, putting us in good shape there. So flying fish, no big deal. Get some more potions, very nice. We'll spread them out pretty evenly between Mardek and Dugan. And, of course, we are no longer the mighty heroes like we were saying before. So we are just the little kids with their toy sticks that they're thrashing at these animals they happen to find in Soothwood here. Now there are, I believe, there's some additional loot down here. Yup, you couldn't hide this potion from me. Now, once upon a time, there was a bug in which we were able to actually carry over the gear that we had when we were those mighty heroes into this area now, when you were, you know, the little kids. Right, so here what we see is that, as I was mentioning last time around, when we do use our reactions, after a certain amount of time, we quote-unquote master that ability, because all of our skills are tied to the equipment that we're using, and so that means that when we're equipping that item, we have access to the skill, but if we were to remove that piece of equipment, then we no longer have access to it. However, if you use the skill enough, then you can permanently learn it, you master it, and in that scenario, yes, you are allowed to remove the piece of equipment, and you can still use that skill. So in that case, we did just get that offensive reaction, the +1 damage, mastered from Mardek, so theoretically, we could swap out the stick that he's holding onto and still have access to +1 damage. Don't think that's going to be terribly relevant, at least not just yet, because, well, all we got is this stick. This hidden chest. So yes, once upon a time, you could actually carry over the weapons from the mighty hero versions of Mardek and Dugan, and they were ridiculously powerful. So, surprise, surprise, it did mean that you could basically just steamroll the rest of the game, at least at the beginning here. And we'll take a closer look at some of the enemies that we were running into here. So we have a fun goblin, which I believe we heard a reference of before. They are a type of goblin, or goblinoid. And they are relatively slow, which is why we've been able to go first when we fought them last time round. And other than that, they have weakness to air and strength, or at least resistance to earth, as they are earth types themselves. So let's see. They only have 4 HP, so I mean, realistically, we probably don't need to use the strike. As you see here, though, this is the meter that we were talking about before, where if we fill this up, we get from 3 out of 5 all the way up to 5 out of 5, then that's when we master the skill. So we use a few more strikes than we can get there. However, that is the risk of using strike, as it is more powerful. However, it is less accurate. So technically, it is overkill. And if we were really trying to min-max, if you will, play this perfectly, then we would perhaps deliberately not use strike, because we don't need it to take these guys out. However, this is a bit of a longer fight in this case, and allows us to have a little bit more time to master those skills. Now, Mardek did just use his strike for the 5th time, so he is all mastered up there. Now, I mean, Dugan and Mardek both have almost full life. So this isn't really necessary either, but it is another way for us to continue to master those abilities. Dugan has also mastered his strike at this point. He could heal as well. Dugan did get put to sleep there. Oh, wait, this is still Mardek. Yeah, we'll just continue to master even though we don't really need it. And, yeah, so Dugan does need to use his strike a few more times. We saw that Dugan went to sleep there, which is one of the effects that these fun goblins can cause, which is why that amulet that we picked up from Meriador is going to be fairly useful in and around here. And it meant that Dugan was not able to take an action on his first turn when he was asleep, and then subsequently the fun goblin hit him again and dealt some damage, and that woke him back up, so he was able to move after that. And we see we got several skills mastered this time around. So the strike skill for Mardek, the block for both characters, the defensive reaction, and then +1 damage on Dugan. He got that as well. We're making some progress here, and this little hut we will find the shaman. Hello there, young ones. Nature's been treating you kindly, I take it? Okay. It's a magic cauldron, where the shaman makes magical brews out of various regents. Seems the shaman does not have much else to say to us. We could, I suppose, save here, because why not? So, if anything, this is a useful midway point if you find yourself taking a fair bit of damage from the monsters that you're fighting in here. You can heal up at that save crystal. More fun goblins. And we could continue to, use these guys as an opportunity to just master our Huff Puff ability, which is our heal ability, which Dugan has not done much of at all. He also still needs time to master his strike. Oop, I missed that reaction. Here we go. This will be Mardek mastering Huff Puff, and actually gives him enough experience to level up. He does get a little bit of experience, even when he is using a non-offensive skill. But I believe that is also, what was it, the strike ability mastered for Dugan, too? Strike for Dugan, Huff Puff for Mardek. Very nice. We'll continue on our way here, and what is this? Osh Goblin. Snee, snee, I say, snee, pit, pit, snee. Oh no. So here we have our first mini-boss, if you will, as Mardek and Dugan in their kid forms. So now we get put to the test here. This guy obviously has much more life than, I think, the fun goblins we were looking at before had, what, 6 HP? Whereas this guy has 48. He is Dark Elemental, means he has Dark Resistance, Light Weakness, and a little bit of resistance across the board for other elements. Now, granted, we don't really have much in the way of elemental skills at the moment, so that's not terribly relevant. However, let's see what we have here. So we've mastered all these abilities on Mardek. And this is a relatively powerful opponent, and one would assume that if we could land a strike, that might prove quite useful. And I think we'll do the same for Dugan here. However, unfortunately, we missed that time. Now, there is the attack from the Posh Goblin. 7 damage that's something, and I suspect that probably would have caused sleep if we didn't have Mardek equipping the item that prevents him from getting put to sleep. So fortunate there. I think we'll continue to use the strike. It's a case of risk-reward a little bit. Do we think that it is better for us to take that chance? Well, for the most part, seems like it's working out for us, and fortunately, the Fun Goblin, or the Posh Goblin, I'm mixing up the two names. This is clearly the Posh Goblin, Pip Pip Snee. Fortunately, he keeps on attacking Mardek, and Mardek has the sleep resistance, so worked out in our favor there. We'll heal off some of that damage there. Maybe a little bit preemptive, not necessarily something that we need to do at this stage. What? He just threw money at us? How rude. Okay, so we might be able to take him out with this hit right here. Let's give it a shot. Unfortunately, we missed, which means that Dugan is taking a little bit of a beating here. Unfortunately, Mardek cannot heal Dugan with Huff Puff. That only applies to himself. He could theoretically pass over a potion to Dugan if we feel like that is necessary. However, I think we'll be fine here. Except Dugan is asleep. So that means Dugan is not going to get to go on his next turn. As you can see here, he has the Z's there, and the Z's hovering above his head. So he did get the sleep effect there, as he has no resistance to sleep, whereas if we look at Mardek, he has 100% resistance to it. So I would have said that it might have been worthwhile for us to deliberately not try to defeat the Posh Goblin on this turn, so as to give Dugan the time to come back, use Huff Puff, heal himself. However, since he's asleep, that's not going to be an option, so I think we'll just fire away and take out that Posh Goblin. Okay, and that gives us a potion. We'll give it to Dugan to continue to keep things a little bit balanced there, and there goes the Posh Goblin. Let's continue on here. Let me just verify. I think we've gotten all the chests in here. We have. Okay, great. So we've made it through Soothwood, and on to the crash site we go. So let's save here and heal. So that will make up for any damage we took in that recent fight. However, we find ourselves with a Bert here. Oi! Who's there? Ew, it's, you! You little children from the village. I beated you up before. Well, shut up! Muckbert, you big bully, what are you doing here? That ain't none of your business. Well, I bet you're here for the Fallen Star. Duh, and it's mine. All mine. I got here first, so that illegally mixing mine. No, your hands are the wrong hands. Something like this Fallen Star can't be in the hands like yours. Wrong hands. You probably use it for evil or something. Yeah, so? What are you gonna do about it, eh? Eh? Beat me up? Eh? I'd like to see you try. Alright then, come on Mardek, let's defeat this evil villain and save the world from his evil. I'll kick his evil so hard it'll fall down and probably die next week. I'll have fun beating your little gits again. Alright, and here we have another boss of sorts, Mugbert, with 80 life. Does have a little bit of, well, he has armor, it's not doing anything for him by the looks of things, because he doesn't have any defense or magic defense. He does have, again, a little bit of resistance to earth and a little bit of weakness to air, because he is earth elemental. However, nothing that we have here is going to make much of a difference there. So we're, for the most part, just going to be continuing to whack him in the face. Which we will proceed to attempt to do with Mardek, however, unfortunately, we will miss it. Now, as you can see here, we are fortunately faster than him, so we will get the first hits in. Dugan was a little more fortunate to land the hit there. 5 damage from Mugbert, not too bad. We are capable of dealing more ourselves. At least if we do manage to land the strikes, and Mardek is not having a great time at the moment. Neither is Dugan now. So if we wanted to, we could potentially switch things up a little bit, go for the default attacks, make it a little bit easier to land one of those hits, if we were concerned about the lack of accuracy. Mugbert does have access to power attacks as well. As you just saw there, he was using one, which means that if he lands those, then it's gonna hurt. Maybe we counter with a bit of that ourselves, well, or not. Slow and steady, or go big or go home. Maybe a little bit of the two. Okay. Yeah, we'll continue with the strikes. And I'm not sure Mardek has hit once with the strike this time around. Dugan's had a little more luck, but still not much. Okay, and in both cases, our little heroes are looking okay from a life standpoint. Bert's looking a little bit worse, so it seems like we're on decent pace here to take him out. Get the chance to check out this fallen star for ourselves. Now, that appears to have been a power strike that he just landed on Dugan, and that one did hurt. So we'll use Strike on Mardek, and then we'll probably use Huff Puff on Dugan. Heal up. Mitigate some of that damage that we just took. And then proceed to take more. Not as much as we just took from the power attack. That was just a normal attack. Mardek, okay. Mardek, we may just never, ever use Strike with you ever again. So, I'm sorry. But default attack, it is. The accuracy apparently is necessary for him. Or at least this go-around. He's having a bit of a rough day. We're getting close here. That was just a normal attack and Dugan missed, which is, of course, possible. It's just... it is a more accurate attack than the power strike. Mardek finally hits one, and if Dugan gets this power strike here, then he should have Mugbert. Unfortunately, no such luck here, and there is the huge attack that Mugbert can land on us. Alright, Dugan, you got him. Bring him down. Bully us no more. What? You idiots are so mean. I'm gonna tell my dad on you. I'm gonna get you done. Sorry? I guess? Alright, well, Mugbert down, and what the heck is this fallen star? What the... Mardek? What just happened? Are you okay? Mardek? Ah, good. It worked. Unfortunate choice of body, though. But ah well. Can't be helped. It was the only compatible elemental type host around. Mardek? I say, you there, inhabitant. Where is this? No, wait. What do you know of the Anukai? The Lingons? The Astrokal Alliance? I don't know what that word was. It's a little hard to read in that text. Huh? What? Mardek? You're scaring me. Well, I'm starting to scare me too. I don't know what I'm doing. It's not me saying the... Silence, host. So, this is not a developed world, then. Interesting. I might be safe here, at least for a little while. At the same time, I'll be so very vulnerable. If you're pretending, Mardek, then stop it. It's not very funny. I suppose you're pretty confused, inhabitants? Underdeveloped and human inhabitants, I might add. I'll just be blunt and explain. You see, I happen to have crashed my flying chariot on this planet of yours, and it appears my other body couldn't take the impact and died. A pity. But I still have business in this plane, so I transferred my soul to this host. So now I'm sharing its body. You don't need to understand it, you just need to accept it, because I'm going nowhere, and you'd have to kill this creature if you wanted to get at me. But despite my prior tone, I mean you no harm at all. No, harm is what I'm against, which is why I'm here now. And I'm sorry to have inconvenienced you with my presence, but just glad I didn't expect this creature's soul to be Just be glad I didn't expel this creature's soul from its body, because I could have done that and taken full control. I'm not cruel enough, though, so I'd rather share. You'll have to put up with me for a while, though, I'm afraid, because I can only get out of this body when it's never mind, actually. I suppose I might well try to settle in immediately. So tell me, creatures, what do you call yourselves? What are your names? You're larvae, correct? I'm not a caterpillar, and I don't know what's going on. I'm confused. This is too weird. But you're some kind of thing in Mardek's body that can talk out of his mouth, but you're not him? That is correct, little creature. I'm surprised you followed what I was saying so well, seeing as you're but a youngling, and an underdeveloped one at that. But my, I'm being so rude. I haven't let my host speak in ages. Do forgive me. Well, I couldn't speak. You were doing that, weren't you? Don't do that! Get out of me! I'm afraid I can't do that, oh host. I need to perpetuate myself in this plane, and the bond I just made to this body is rather permanent, so you and I will be together for a long time. You'll just have to get used to having me sharing your body. My name's Rove, by the way. A pleasure it is to make your acquaintances, larval human inhabitants of this world. Another name that theoretically I think people have been debating a little bit as to how you're supposed to pronounce it. You two seem understandably distressed. If you want, I can be silent for a while. I need to mull over my thoughts anyway. I suggest you two rest a bit and calm down. We can talk more later. Yeah, shut up, you weird thing! I need to go and lie down. Mardek, I don't know exactly what just happened or what it all means, but I think we should head back to the village now. So, come on, let's go. Okay. Ah, the old corpse. It served me well for many hundreds of years, but alas, now it's ruined. Okay. So, quite a fallen star we have here, then. And I suppose we'll head back? And we can skip right on through Soothwood and straight into Gosnor. And so that we shall. I don't believe there's anyone for us to talk to in town, because it is more or less night again. However, George is here. Hello there, boys. Back for another adventure again? I'm just, wandering the streets. Yes, there's, nothing suspicious about that, is there? Oh, George. So silly. And so we will just head back to our homes, down here, and bid each other goodnight. Phew! What a weird thing that was that happened. I need to go home now, so, bye, Mardek. I hope that nothing bad happens to you because of that thing. I hope so, too. Hello again, dear. You're back a bit late today. I am? Well, it feels like I've barely been gone any time at all. Oh well, time does fly when you're having fun. You should go to bed, Mardek. It is pretty late, so nighty-night, dear, and sweet dreams. And we will head up, back to our room. You weird thing in me. Can you hear me if I talk? Obviously, I have your ears and share your brain now, so I can detect anything that you can, including your internal monologues, I might add. But due to my incredible magical prowess and dominance in this relationship, you can know nothing of my mental activities. Huh? Never mind. You want to ask me something, though, host? I suppose I'll do my best to explain. I mean, we will surely be spending years together from now on, so it'd be best to be on good terms with one another. Well, I just want to know what you are. What are you? Despite its apparent simplicity, that's one of the most complex queries you could have come up with. In short, I am a healer. Yes, that should do. I'm a magic user of incredible skill, specializing in light elemental recovery magic and so on. Inhabiting your body as I am, I'll be able to lend you some of my power in battles you may face in the future. Keep that in mind. But also, since I know that wasn't a satisfactory answer to your question, I am, an angel? Is that what you call them here? You mean one of them things from the sky? That's the word I got for what I am when I searched your brain's vocabulary lexicon, anyway. A being from the sky. Yes, that seems apt. I'm here because... I don't know if I should tell you. I can't see what harm it'd do, but I also can't see what good it would do. So it's better to be safe than sorry. Oh, you won't even tell me why you're in me? I'm in you, as you so nicely put it, because I had no choice. As I said, my body died when my, there's no word for it, flying thing crashed here, and I was so very close to having my soul wrenched from this plane of existence. Oh, what luck, I thought, when you entered my, flying thing. I do apologize, but the opportunity was just too good to ignore, and when you're in pure soul form, you don't have much reasoning capability anyway. I still have a lot of business to attend to on this plane, though. Yes, why, I'm here on this planet of yours. Why I'm here on this planet of yours relates to that. But I need time to regenerate a bit. Dying really weakened me, which is understandable. I'll lie low for a bit here before mentioning anything to you, so it's best you just accept my solemn, stony silence on matters of my past, person, or purpose for the next few years, and let's not ask questions. Well, you talk too much, thing. My name's Rohan, not Thing, and I do go on a bit, don't I? But I'm the only one here with knowledge enough to provide any kind of exposition. Anyway, I'm going to probably be rather silent for the next few years. I'll still be in your body, but to myself and work on regaining some of my power. During that time, I'm sure you'll get used to me, though, and I to you. Yes, it'll be a veritable frenzy of family-friendly fun, I'm sure. We'll have all sorts of crazy, zany shenanigans, antics, and hijinks, probably. Well, sounds fun. Yes, indeed. But now rest, host. We can't be having us being sleepy and lethargic tomorrow. It's probably going to be a long day.